4th of September 2023. This news flash I'm going to talk about Ghadafi's ghost. The Ustica, enigma and power games that silenced 81 lives. Heads up, global citizens, just when you thought the annals of the deception had reached their pinnacle, Giuliano Amato, an Italian political stalwart and former PM, reignites the fuse on the Ustica enigma. And for the uninformed, we're talking about a tragic 1980 air crash that took 81 innocent lives. Plot twist: a rogue French missile aimed at Libya's Ghadafi was the culprit. I find it quite enlightening that so many old politicians are now coming out and spilling the beans on the real evil agenda the warmongers in the West has been driving. Why is this resurfacing, you ask? Simple. Power games. Western powers have been salivating over Ghadafi's downfall for decades. The cunning plan? Camouflage a NATO exercise as a decoy, then bam, an unfortunate accident to exterminate Ghadafi. But 81 people became expendable collateral. Chillingly, that's just collateral arithmetic for the overlords. Enter Macron. You'd think would seize this moment for some diplomacy. Wrong. Amato might hold out hope, but don't kid yourselves. NATO isn't just a pack of military grunts. It is the embodiment of Western imperial whims. Expect transparency from this alliance? That's like asking a puppet to sever its own strings. That's a lot of things in there, and take note of how they refer to NATO. In a world fed up with unipolar manipulations, it's not just about pointing fingers. It's about exposing how global cartels sacrifice their own, how elites play God with the masses to satiate geopolitical addiction. So, when Amato speaks of a crime for reasons of state, he's painting a broader canvas. This is more than just 81 lost lives. It's a stark revelation of the extent to which the so-called civilized world will stoop to maintain dominion. The question now is, are you ready to disrupt the narrative? And that is an important question. Now what happened here is they set up that exercise and they knew Ghadafi would be on that flight. But then an Italian politician warned Ghadafi, and Ghadafi missed that flight. So they took the flight out under the impression that Ghadafi would be on it and killed 81 innocent people. Now that is the levels to which this evil fucking West is willing to go. They do it all over the world. They've been getting away with it for ages, decades. But that time is running out for them. The thing that the West should be most concerned about is when the rest of the world comes for justice. How are they going to cope with that? Because the things that they have done is absolutely shocking. To a decent person, it is shocking. To a Western Kool-Aid sipper, it is something to have a party about. Look how they're killing the people in the Ukraine. Look at that. Look how they killed the people in Iraq. Who will forget Madeleine Albright's casual remark when asked about the 500,000 Iraqi children that was killed? And she said, well, it was a tough decision, but it was worth it. They killed 11 million people in the Middle East. They killed a hell of a lot of people in the old Yugoslavia. These people do not care how many they kill. Look how many has been killed with a snake bite. Are there going to be justice for the people? That will depend on the people. The problem is, the people has been brainwashed to follow rules. Rules set by the cretins. Understand that. You are actually powerless. You see these things, but you can do nothing about it. And here in South Africa, this sausage generation that are so enthusiastically and energetically executing the commands from XXX, coming to them through the XXX puppet Malema, they are totally ignorant of what the end game is going to be. They don't understand that they're only a tool. And once they've done their job, the tool will be discarded. The sausage generation must ask themselves, why was there such low investment in their education? Why were they not equipped with skills? How are their future going to play out, uneducated and unskilled? Do they really think that XXX will keep on feeding them for the next 70 years? They won't, because you're a dead loss. But you don't want to think about those things. Your eyes are fixated on the stage where Malema dance, and you think he will bring prosperity to you. You're stupid. You're not going to see anything. Look around you how everything is collapsing. Everything. And ask yourself, how are you going to survive? But today you don't ask that question because you're happy to sit somewhere with your phone and tweet shit out to the world, and that gives you a feeling or a sense of meaning. Meaning what? Have you ever established a business where you have employed at least one person? Have you gone through the trauma of growing your business and making it every month in just by the skin of your teeth, and the frustration and the anger when things go wrong? No, you haven't, because you're sitting on a saucer ground. But you've got a major problem. You must keep your eyes on the news. The government is running out of money. And you must go and ask the Greeks what happens when that happens. The first thing they do is they cut social benefits. That's the first thing they do. They cut social benefits. Then they cut civil servants. Now think about that, because that is your future. If you think XXX is going to make an exception in South Africa and protect the useless eaters, as they call it, you're living in a dream world. No touch with reality. Look what they were willing to do with Ghadafi. And go and look what they eventually did to Ghadafi, destroyed his country. They destroyed Yemen. They're busy trying to destroy Syria, but they're getting problems there, because China and Russia is not going to allow them to get away with that. But you, sitting here in South Africa, beating the drums of killing the boer, killing the farmer and all of that, you must understand, what is your purpose in your eyes? And you can bluff yourself, I don't care. Reality is going to hit you between the eyes. The fact of the matter is, South Africa is collapsing at a hell of a rate. And the farming sector are currently the ones catching the limelight, because they have products that can be exported. And there's a lot of hoo-ha made about that. But look a little bit deeper at the reality of that. The rail system is fucked. The harbours is fucked. So how must they get their products out of the country and onto the markets? But you don't think about that. All you think about is what Malema tells you to do. But you don't ask yourself, what is in your future? Malema's future is fine. He's well looked after by his masters in London. And he doesn't care a shit about you. Nothing. But you don't understand that. So you are putting all your energy in to destroy your own future. But that brings us back to Moses 6 verse 6. Stupid people must suffer. Please give me a like and subscribe and share the thing. The sharing is very important. Thank you for your support.